Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Urban Hermit Podcast. Cameron Jones here with my host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan M. Jones. I'm going to start doing that for one reason.
Don't dox yourself.
No, I'm doing it in case I ever get in SAG. I just need to have people know that's how I'm going. I'm not changing my name.
Either deja vu or you've done the exact same thing and then backtracked immediately being like, oh, God, I put out too much information.
It's Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
well, this might be weird because I was just thinking that as I was saying. It's like, how much is too much information?
this might be your intro from last week. I'm going to listen back and keep it, but it might be hilariously.
The last four of your social.
Well, if I get into SAG, though, they're going to know it's Jordan M. They won't know what it stands for.
Is that the goal?
No, but I'm really pissed that my name's so common that I'll have to change it if I get in SAG. Now, I have barely acted in anything ever, so it seems like a big leap to get into SAG, but you never know.
Yeah. But, you want that name out there. I mean, just I guess in leading podcast news, we had a bachelor party the last weekend for me. It was my bachelor party.
Oh, damn, we should have done bachelor party for the Cult Classic podcast.
Well, the funny thing about it was like...
Or at least Weekend of Bernie's. I'm sure that's equivalent.
It's a dead body moving around.
That's what I felt like on Sunday after your bachelor party. I was a little hungover.
No, take this out if you want, but you're trying to sneak by without having one. And me and Jordan like, no. You're getting a bit, no. Yeah, we're wagging your finger at you. No.
Now, here's a real question. Were you really trying not to have one, or were you like putting out some
I'm not
lines
trying to
and
plan
fishing?
it.
No, it's just, we're eloping. I'm getting married in like 7 days now. It was more of just an inconvenience. Didn't want people within 2 weeks to have to do things.
We had to throw you something, so I'm glad we did. We went.
I'm glad that everybody got it. Everybody made it.
Mostly,
not everybody. Well, I do feel a little bad. Like to one of our good friends, Ben Gavin and James Chase, they were not. They obviously weren't able to do it.
We had some outer staters. It was so impromptu that like we did what we could do with the time we had, and I feel like it was fun. We started the day off with we started with Top Golf for a few hours.
Did a little Top Golf. Got some appetizers.
What did you think about the
bowling.
Angry Birds version of Top Golf?
Didn't understand it one bit, and I don't think the reader following my ball understood it either. It seemed willy-nilly.
Nope.
Okay, so if you don't know, Top Golf, it's a place where you can go where it's like essentially target practice and
it's a driving range meets bowling alley.
But
one of those fancy bowling alleys.
But it's also somewhat virtual. They have different built-in games such as Angry Birds, but just hands down, the best one to do there, the best game, is just I'm aiming for targets. Targets have points. It's easy to understand. Just do that.
I think my favorite aspect of Top Golf is that you can have a bachelor party full of like mid-30s blackout drunk men, and then just two bays down is a birthday party for Emily, who is just turning 12.
The big similarities is great for like middle schoolers and adult middle school hangouts just with alcohol. It's no difference. You're having the same time. You're just getting slightly more drunk. Because if we were middle schoolers, we would have been doing the same thing just without alcohol.
I saw our server accidentally
pizza.
Like take a couple pitchers of beer to Emily's party. And it's like, oh, sorry, a couple bays down.
Over here.
There's no way to describe this, but there is one gripe, and everybody noticed it. The pitchers they give you, they have a cooling device in there that takes up a lot of circumference. Just, I'm sure there's a Reddit or Twitter.
We had the blue moon.
Very
she had the blueberry.
Ooh. Oh, my mistake. Also very anti that. Filling any space in a 2-liter, or not 2-liter, in like your pitcher of beer. Just don't give me that optical illusion. Just give me the smaller pitcher.
They essentially gave us a Blue Moon pitcher, like the equivalent of like a bag of Doritos. How they fill it with air.
Oh, they filled it up there.
Yeah. Or do you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember when we used to get $1 beers at that bar we went to?
Jack and Gin? I don't want to dox them.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Jack and Gingers.
But the beer itself was like a tiny mouthwash Dixie cup size of beer, essentially, that they were giving you.
Of course it was
So the deal seemed crazy
good. But at least it was only $1.
That's true, but I'm still spending like $1 million to get drunk because I'm just taking
you should have just spent a $3 beer.
Yeah,
you could have got 10. Yeah, like 10 pints. We spent $50 just to have those dollar beers.
One of the weirdest times, I was at some place and they had Miller Lite or Miller High Lifes, and it was only like $2. I'm like, oh, great deal. I didn't read the fine print. It was one of those like ones that come as a shot with pretty much Bloody Mary or something, like the bar back. Anybody with me?
Oh no, yeah,
like
this right? The back, like what you call like if it was like a Coke back or something. Yeah,
it was like 4 ounces. I'm like, oh, I wish somebody would have told me that. I'm sure you're not just. That was my main order, but it's no big deal.
The only
Seems
time
like
that
you're still salty.
I am.
A little salty.
Do you want me to name where it was at? But it was me. It was fine. I'm not a fine print guy. I get had all the time.
The only time that the dollar beer deal actually did make sense, Mark, this was when we were still underage, so I mean, a little risque, but this was right when we moved to Chicago. But it was like a Wednesday or Tuesday night at this random bar on like the outskirts of
like
downtown.
Red
But
Raven or something?
it's now since closed because it was like a deal trying to save them on a weekday. So it was a completely empty, like kind of clubbish bar with just our band in there slamming.
More high end, right? And all of a sudden they were like, we're getting a bunch of hooligans in here.
Yeah, they were definitely a little bougier, and then we were just slamming dollar Bud Lights on like a Tuesday, just because I mean they were weak on carding and big on business.
There you
Also,
go.
we'd
Sounds like
fold
win-win.
some napkins up and like put it in the candles and
Oh, yeah.
just some.
So one of you assholes caught a table on fire
Well,
there when we were the only patrons there.
that was. That's his name. You can bleep that out.
Oh, our old roommate Chris, gotcha.
Oh shit.
I mean, I said a first name. I don't think anyone's going to care or find out from there. So this is also kind of funny, though. So my bachelor party, we were almost in a bachelor party hangout section because it was Top Golf connected to a Whirly Ball. And if you've never heard of Whirly Ball, you're not alone. Many people haven't. It's essentially lacrosse and basketball in a hover bumper cart. Is
it a
essentially what Whirly
Chicago
Ball
thing?
is. I
It
think
feels
is,
like a Midwest,
Yeah,
for
I think-
sure. Chicago. I don't know about it outside of the city area.
I think very Midwest because even people from Chicago have
So you're
never
you're
heard
in a
of
bumper
it.
car court. What do you call a bumper car? Like rink? What do you call that?
Yeah,
It's like a yeah, but it's like it looks like a basketball court.
You're in a small racquetball court.
Okay, and then
Walls on all
and then
sides.
you also have like sort of these lacrosse kind of high-a-lie. Well, you know what? These like little things that we used to play when we were like.
In PE, yeah, whatever.
PE.
It's a PE catalog
Sure.
for sure.
But you have to hit this
Anyway,
target.
so this is. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just trying to explain the game. You just have to hit this target, and then lights go off. But the funny part of it all is there's like a 13-year-old referee that's just like in this window with like a microphone. It's like, hey, stop it! No hacking. No, like
Nope,
no
that's all you
slashing.
doing there. So I've heard nothing but horror stories of people if you're taller that you're gonna bang up your knees, and I have had problems with any go kart because I'm just too tall. But the amazing thing to me is we went next door from Top Golf to Whirly Ball. But we were all just a little too full and drunk by the time we got there. We were like, getting in a bumper cart and whipping around just sounds like nothing but a terrible idea. So we went to Whirly Ball and we bowled there.
So me and the alley cats went and threw some gutter balls. I wasn't too locked in at that point. And that
And
was pretty
honestly,
early.
I did have fun bowling, and I am bad at bowling, but Mark, there's the bowling place next to your house. We have to go.
I'm gonna give a big middle finger to the Whirly Ball bowling alley.
Mm-hmm.
It's like duck bowling. They have like the strings attached to the pins, so it's like they don't give the natural.
Oh, did they?
Jordan.
Yeah, that was the whole. You
Jordan.
talked about it. That was a big topic of
Guys,
discussion there.
I was a little more. I had to like recalibrate on the drive home, and I got back to it. But right around there, I'm like,
By drive, you mean
Jordan's
ride.
gonna be tapping out way too early.
It was hours of conversation while bowling about the strings and how it was affecting
Jordan
the
didn't see
game.
the strings.
Well, they were
didn't see
attached
the
to string.
strings.
Duck bowling, is that the little ball where they're attached to the strings?
Yeah,
Is
and
that
it's
what that's
like a
called?
ball you can kind of like palm in your hand and like, yeah.
It'd be really hard for me not to try to at
Just
least once
chuck
overhand
it.
softball it.
like Frank Reynolds. I only throw overhand. Yeah, for sure.
Did you guys ever do shot put in track and field?
Tried.
I never
Failed.
did try. I never did track and field because I've always been slow.
Oh, but that's perfect. You would have been in shot put. We would have
Yeah,
had. We'd have our
want to
answer.
do. I didn't want to do
It's an
that.
interesting range of motion.
The way
right?
you would throw it,
The way you
the way
throw
they
it,
spin around,
Like I want to just chuck it and throw my shoulder out,
arm out.
but they want. Yeah, it's a tough movement. It really is.
What was your grunt situation like? Did you lay it
Oh,
on
it's got
thick
to
or
be big.
More like a Andre Agassi, high pitched.
Oh,
I can give you a sample of mine right now. I would increase with intensity with each spin. Nah, it's got to increase. You got to give it like a.
It's a Joe Tartuglia. Okay, you're building up.
not much of
You
a.
got to build. You got to build with your spins. You spin around a circle. You got to get the intensity. Yeah. It's the Forrest Gump. It's the Forrest Gump. Your mother really loves your education, son. It's that.
Oh, I was thinking more the Patriot.
Oh, so you're Mel Gibson hacking up a red coat.
Benedict Arnold eggs Benedict with a little hollandaise sauce.
That is one thing. That
working-
is Megan's number one thing she's most excited to have after giving birth.
Eggs Benedict?
Pregnant lady can't have hollandaise sauce because
Really?
there's too much
Egg
raw
whites?
egg. And it's, too much raw eggs in it. They need to be like fully cooked. So She's looking forward to that more than cigars and beer.
I mean, I asked you this before, but we didn't have a declared thing yet. Any food cravings? Anything you've benefited from yet?
No, she hasn't gone like crazy in that boat. Yeah,
Bummer.
that's it.
That's the one thing I would be looking forward to is just like an excuse at 2 a.m. to find chicken waffles that was like open and delivering, you know?
I've heard pickles.
I mean, I'm still doing that left and right. No, nothing.
mind.
She hasn't had anything weird that's like noticeable. Breakfast sandwiches.
just a lot of
Seems to
just a
be-
lot of American spirits and Bud Light.
Just the
That's
usual.
just
It's
it.
the usual. Her
Which
pack
is
a
weird
day
because she's
and-
more of a Marlboro lady, but no,
did
just
switch
American
brands.
spirits because it's better. It's got less toxins.
You know, it's all natural.
I don't know if we have to say this, but my wife isn't smoking or
Yeah,
drinking.
let's just say that. Yeah.
Those are just jokes. We don't condone it, and we're not
Only
pro
on the
spirits or
weekends.
Marlboro Lights.
Now, Jordan,
Only
because
on
of the kid, you were trying to go forward a little bit more on my bachelor party that it will be coming here in a few months. How was the hangover the next day? You went to the beach, didn't you?
Yeah, I passed out on the beach. It was a real windy day. It was like the goddamn Dust Bowl out there.
It was windy
But
that
we enjoyed
night.
our time.
You could barely like keep the fire going.
True.
I definitely don't remember the wind. I don't know. I don't think I guess the big thing was I was with people I knew, so I didn't have to worry about embarrassing myself.
What
I probably missed some of the finer moments.
what's like
but,
the
you know.
folklore thing you say
Meh.
when like smoke is getting in your eyes around like a campfire?
White rabbit, white bunny, something like that.
Well, say
Is
it over and over.
that- White bunny, white rabbit, white bunny, white rabbit. Is that all you do?
Does
I
it
can't
have
remember. I never, Mark. I didn't go to camp. You're the one that taught me this wacky shit. You tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard it, but do I remember it? I think I just think of that song, "Smoke It's in Your Eyes," and it sucks.
Well, I think they're talking about something else, but yeah, it is terrible. I've had.
What are
some-
they talking about then?
I don't know. This isn't just love song. I think it's more love, right? We're crying.
But there's not really smoke in your eyes. I'm just sad. He's like, "Smoke is in your eyes, asshole. Don't worry about it. She'll come back."
Nothing.
Actually, I have no idea. I mean, I know the words to that, but I don't know what the fuck that song means.
You know, surprisingly, I wasn't like I was hungover the next morning, but it wasn't as much heady. My head felt fine. It wasn't like that, which is good. Just very dehydrated.
It wasn't as bad as I thought, but mine was head. Mark, how'd you fare?
I ate enough food, I think. I had some like at Whirly Ball I bought pizza and something else. Wings? Chris bought wings. So,
You did. You left them in the fridge.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Didn't touch
I
the
had,
wings.
I
ate
had
the
late
pizza.
night pizza. That was nice, or regular nighttime pizza.
Oh yeah,
No,
Nona
I
is
think
the
I had
local
enough
place
late
next to me.
time snacks. There were some chips involved, like that. I kind of I kind of evened it out. So I wasn't
I mean,
horrible, but
We're adults now. We know this formula. You got to eat and drink as you're going along.
the last
just
thing
to
I
keep
remember was
everything
being
even.
on the kitchen floor with Luca, just being like, "Ah, Luca," and I gave him like a slice of like a pizza crust, and I remember you looking at me like, "Yeah, he doesn't eat pizza crust," and I'm like, "Gosh,
Oh yeah, he had diarrhea for like 48 hours.
I'm
yeah.
so sorry."
Not bad diarrhea.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
he made
That's
it
my bad.
outside.
That's my
but-
bad.
Well, I'm glad you did it. I had fun. I don't know if anybody else did. Did I? It wasn't like I don't think I said I love anybody at the end of the night, right?
Oh, you did text me something. Yeah, at one point. I forget in what context
It was like
because
a
you were
couple
by me the whole
paragraphs.
night. It wasn't like a paragraph, but it was just something like I think it was like as you were going to bed. I can't remember. exactly. I'll have to look
Jordan,
back,
me
but-
and you placed a bet at Whirly Ball during bowling was that either you would get a striker spare
Oh, I do remember this.
or that Cameron would get a striker spare. I put my money on Cameron that he would get a striker spare before you. You put your
believe I got
money
a strike.
on yourself, and Jordan just threw a ball down there and got a strike, and I
got a strike right away. It's the only strike I got of the game.
ate my money.
Oh damn!
I
thought
also,
won.
this is no insult to you, Cameron. I just knew I was going to get a strike or spare before you.
I am a bad bowler, but I did get a strike. And
Nice,
again,
just not in
again,
time.
the pins were on strings, so there was some tomfoolery and cheating. 'Cause there were definitely a couple pretty down the center shots that just seemed questionable.
Oh, and this is not. There were no shots fired to Ben and
James,
Sorry about that. I didn't assume that they would make it short notice, but
What's tough about
we'll see
like
at the dinner.
a bowling or like a golf type place like that is like I mean, if you're kind of into the sport, you want to bring your golf glove. You want to bring your clubs. You want to bring your bowling ball. You want to bring your bowling
Mark,
shoes.
is this your way of you just trying to say I got
I'm a lot better- I'm a lot better than that.
I got yes, you fucked me. You guys fucked me. I wanted to bring my clubs in.
I did say, man.
I guess you could've.
There is that bowling alley right next to your house, and if
I don't
we
wanna
can
be the guy.
if we can pick a once a month date, that's enough for me to get a bowling shirt with my name embroidered on it and a team name.
Oh, you're getting
do that
a
anyway.
Once a month. Once a month, if we bowled, that's enough to get a shirt mark. That's all I'm looking for. Let's do it.
I don't want to give away my location, but there's a bowling alley really close to me too, right? Like very
I
close.
do. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
we care less about your bowling alley though, Jordan.
His is a cooler bowling alley from what I've
I
heard.
didn't have a comeback for that. I like the meanness. If there's a golf clap, I don't want to hurt people's ears unless you're. What's the ASR? Ask them out.
yeah.
What's it stand?
Kinda like
ASMR. What's that stand for?
Audio.
Let's ask them out, right?
I don't know.
NSFW.
I just know it's whispering.
Not suitable for work. I know that one.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm on Reddit.
I'm not suitable for work, and that's not because I'm like salacious or anything. It's just I'm not a good worker.
Jordan.
Anybody else out there? I'll give you a question. So I was watching, which spoiler alert, I cannot believe the Celtics won, but I was watching the NBA Finals with Megan before we started the podcast, which we're on tonight. Not to date ourselves. Hopefully this comes out in due time and in the right amount of time. Anyway, let me ask you this: if
Game one. Let's talk
any
about that.
one of
This is
us,
Game one.
if I woke up tomorrow at 35 years old and was all of a sudden 6'9", could I make it to the NBA at 35 years old with my skill set now? Just
what
growing
age?
to 6'9". I'm 30, just my age. My age right
no,
now.
because you still have a bad back and knees. You still have to be in. Like,
You have a
good
better
prime
chance of
time
being
your life.
like a left fielder for the Colorado Rockies.
At 6'9".
No, would you be good in the NBA? No. Could you get there?
Maybe
6'9". I don't. Maybe.
So how
but
tall do I have to be? 7 foot?
Kind of. Yeah.
Jordan, do you remember a couple
So-
years back where that 35-year-old jumped on the Lakers for like a second and like had a game of his life, scored like
Yeah.
20, 30 points?
Is there a movie coming out? Is it called the Kurt Warner movie? I don't fucking know. So, okay, the conclusion we came to was,
I'm saying no.
yeah, that's the consensus that I've gotten all around.
Probably not.
Then I rephrased it like this. Could I, I've not used up any of my eligibility in college. Could I make a college team at 6'9"? And I think, yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, you could.
And we're great now because I'd get a graduate degree and probably a better job on the way out. And you get that age and likeness.
Let me ask
A
this.
35-year-old freshman, that's getting a deal.
Let me
of
ask
some
this.
sort. Go ahead.
Same body?
Yeah,
Type?
but 7. Yeah, it's me.
Well,
but
then you are just Andre the Giant playing basketball. If we
I'm
just
gonna
if we
counter
start-
it.
if
I'm
we're
gonna counter
expanding
it.
by the corner.
Luka Doncic, he's not like super rich. He's 6'9", super skilled at
You're not the
basketball, but I
Greek
think
freak, you're the Jewish jock.
Hey, at least he called me a jock. You could have just left it as the
But
Jew.
hear me out. You might not
The
be
Greek
in the
freak
NBA.
is
but-
actually
I
kind of
appreciate
insulting.
that.
You might not be NBA, but you're definitely European League. You know, you could be playing professional ball somewhere.
You're in
you know, just
Sweden.
maybe not. Yeah, just
Okay,
maybe
well,
not
that's
here.
not bad. That's not bad.
You're making-
You're making
I'm
the
just-
Olympic team of any
10,000 a
country other
season.
than America.
I have average basketball skill, but at 6'9",
Yeah, you have a hook. Whatever. You have got
do you
like
think
a side
you have
hook.
better?
It's nothing.
Do you think at your best you had better ball handling skills than some of these giants in the NBA?
no, they're professional NBA players. I mean,
You've got
maybe
better-
some
you've
of
got
them.
better
But
band-
maybe some. I'm sure there's a handful of people that absolutely cannot dribble.
Taco
but what
fall,
they're
you can-
doing
you can
is
handle better than
jumping
taco fall, I
way
bet.
fucking high and blocking people. Maybe than some. You guys probably have better ball handling skills than some people in the NBA.
Push me left. It's
But-
nothing. Nothing's happening.
All right. Well, that was a rabbit hole I thought was going to garner more, except me just being like, I could. And you're like, no. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, we shut you down.
sure.
real
And
quick.
Megan told me it wasn't my skill, but my work ethic that would be the problem. She's like, you still have to work hard. I'm like, yeah, but you're not hearing me.
You have to-
Anyway.
You're like, just off of raw natural talent. What do you think about that?
She's
I don't
like,
even go to the
maybe,
gym.
but
Don't
I-
even go to the gym.
She said it was a work ethic.
It sounds like you're kind of like an Antonio Brown type of character. A locker room issue. Liability.
you mean unstable?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I feel like my temperament would be.
You're not a locker
not a
room. You're not a glue
detriment.
guy.
Okay. Would you guys be able to make it to the NBA?
No, you know my track record with basketball. No, if you got me like bigger, maybe
Cameron,
like another
Cameron
sport.
actually had like you can kind of pinpoint these marks that could have maybe brought him to the NBA and just stopped at AAU.
Yeah,
Way stopped.
Just being a little
6'3"
fat
shooting
and
guard,
wearing
decent shot.
Oh yeah,
stopped.
this is a fun game. You have the body measurements that could make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
Just like Mark and I have the body measurements to be an NFL running back. We just lack all the speed, agility,
Muscles,
and strength.
yeah, right.
Yeah, but our height and weight, we're an NFL running back. We just are.
I had good hand-eye coordination. I was an okay receiver, but like I never would have lasted at tight end. That never would have been. I'm just
You were quick
still
too. Still are maybe.
I don't know. I honest to God don't know the last time I've tried to full out sprint, but I will
Oh, and
get
if
hurt.
anybody's listening out there that doesn't know us really intimately well, I didn't even play varsity basketball. I just like basketball a lot. Like I quit before varsity.
I made it to
But
like
I do think that
first
if
day
I
of
got
sophomore
to
football, and then we were starting to. We were just practice was way too
Well, if it
intense.
tells you anything, I played every sport in middle school, and then once high school came, went to golf. If that's
You know what? That's probably the better choice
was.
because now you're an above average golfer in a world with.
average golfer.
Well,
better than you're the
I
best
guess
out of
for-
our friends.
you're the best non-golfer though. Does that make sense? In a group of non-golfers,
That's fair.
You're-
Adam, maybe he was the sober one of the bunch, soberest one of the bunch.
He had a few apple ciders before you
That's
guys
true.
got there with me at the bar.
Sneaky athletic, that guy. Our
Oh,
old
he always
drummer.
has been, but I mean, he was playing like soccer league and shit that whole time, and he's always been pretty athletic and been part of some sort of league. Hmm.
Off the,
All I was gonna do was try to argue that I'm not bad at sports, but
you've
Take a
done that
drink at
every
home, I
episode
brought
for
it
the
up.
past 12 episodes. So
Yeah,
okay,
I feel like
so the
this whole,
consensus is still out.
I feel like this whole thing.
We'll get
is
back to it
like-
next week.
okay, good.
I feel like
All
this
right,
whole
I'll
thing
just
is just.
I'll put a marker in that,
poll
and we'll
on
get
it.
back to it next week.
I feel like this whole thing is just validation for you people to say that yeah, you're pretty good, pretty athletic.
I really thought I could make it in the NBA, but I think it's 7 foot. Okay, I got another one. If you could know what age you were gonna die at, like you just
I hate
let's say
these ones. I hate these ones, Jordan.
would you want to find out?
No.
This has
And
come
it's
up.
completely
wait,
accurate.
This has come up before, but the option was: would you rather
How?
find out the age or how? Is usually the counter.
Oh, the age for sure. Who
fuck.
gives a shit how you die?
Are you kidding me? What if
if
it was
it's
about?
You rather know how you die versus how old you are?
If it's on a Carnival cruise, I'm gonna maybe avoid Carnival cruises. You know what I mean?
Let me give you a
yeah,
couple
and then you'll
options,
just go
Jordan.
die in a
Jordan.
Disney cruise. You know the way these goes.
Yeah.
You can't escape death. You've seen it. It's
Final
coming to
de-
find
it's
you.
Final
How old are you,
destination,
Jordan?
You're right.
I'm 35. I might
Let me
actually
give you
be.
a couple
I
options.
mean, go ahead.
One is 42. Okay, first one.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is colon cancer. What are you taking?
Here's why. Colon cancer.
It was at
'Cause I-
22.
Yeah, but it's undiagnosed now, and you've got it.
Oh, well then 42
You don't
because
know
I get
that. You
11
don't
more
know that.
years. I don't know.
That was a
Mark,
dark turn.
do I have
You
colon
gotta laugh at me.
cancer?
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
I want to know
all
how.
I did was
feel.
say I did was say my middle name and give my birth year.
True.
Please take that out. Bleep that
I
for me.
don't edit these. You edit yourself. My God, the listeners
What's
know
next? You
that.
gonna ask me my mom's maiden name?
Oh,
Because I will not say it. I'm-
Jesus, Mark, you missed this last week, but Jordan was trying to say that our new podcast doesn't have any social media information. I was like, it has everything. It has TikTok. It has Instagram, Twitter. Well, no.
Okay,
You were trying
so
to say. Let me
That's
rephrase
the
this.
spike of like why there's a new logo. That makes sense because Cameron's like, holy fuck, no, there is.
But no, here's exactly what he said. He said, "Write in. I know we don't have an email yet." And I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "That's like the first thing we created before we got all of this, so that we could make login information for all this stuff." But
I was just testing you, Cameron.
well,
I was just trying
if
to
you're
see
wondering
you know.
out there, you can find us at Urban Hermit Pod on all social media.
That seemed like the ending right there. That scared me, Jordan.
Oh,
Don't make
no,
him
I'm
end
just-
like that.
Just angry.
You mean
Just
spiteful and angry?
angry.
We don't go to bed angry,
So,
Cameron. We're not going to go to bed angry. We're not going to end this podcast mad.
I saw a poll on Twitter. Let me hear you guys out. Have you guys passed more cars on the highway, or have more cars passed you on the highway?
I want to slap
Oh, more
you
cars
so
have passed
hard.
me.
You want to slap
'Cause
me?
there
so
was
hard.
like
Oh, never mind. For
Here's-
some reason, I thought that is like an opposing road situation, like a yin yang. There is no right answer. I'm like, God, I hate you, Mark, you and your riddles.
Well, yeah, not yin yang. No, like, but on the same road, like, Are you passing more cars, or have more cars passed you on the left? Right?
Far more cars have passed me, especially in
Really?
Chicago.
You say that?
Yeah, on the interstate, so many assholes going like 100 miles per hour. Yeah, I'd say in the past 2 months,
But think
more
about the
cars have
times you've
passed me
been
than
like a city driver that goes back to Iowa. You're passing all these people. I think I'm a passer.
Yeah,
I'm not proud of it.
The last 2 months commuting alone to your house, I've been passed by like, I don't know, 300,000 cars.
Like you're getting honked at, like, you fucking
No,
dick.
no, but just even like being in the middle lane, there are cars in that fast lane.
Hey, kids, look, a deer.
Like, getting around me, like, yeah, I've definitely been passed more.
I think the real
Really?
answer to this is, I think in general you probably get passed by more cars, but I think the answer is, what lane do you drive in?
Think
I'm
about maybe
normally
even like a
middle
car
to
on the
left.
shoulder, though, that you're passing. Cop car. You pass those. That's 2. I'm just like...
Well, this is actually interesting because a lot of my drive home, I have to be in the left lanes because that's where the highway deviates. So I'm either in that middle lane or the fastest lane because it just dictates that for my turn.
I think it's closer than you think. I mean, this is a door. What was the other one? It was like a door, not like a...
Oh, more doors or
those
wheels.
doors or
That
wheels.
did make me want to hit you. That's just nonsensical.
Well, don't hit me.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna Will Smith.
I think I'm a
He's
passer.
earned his own verbiage.
So right now we're Skyping. I would love you guys to do a little gimmick. Cameron, could you give a slap and see how Mark handles it?
My hands. I've been playing with a wire and I'm tangled.
1,
Sorry.
2, 3.
No, I was thinking more like,
Oh.
like really see some screen action.
Keep your
and again,
damn
this is
riddles
horrible.
out your mouth.
Well, Cameron and I, we're improv guys. That's all it is.
Yes, and.
Yes, and guys.
No, but thank you. Second improv.
There you go.
We're all
That's all
improv now.
improv. So just back.
No
to,
but.
No but. Funny enough, when we first moved to Chicago, we were trying to do improv games with you, and kind of we were trying to bring back the old improv troupe vibe.
It was towards the end of the night, though.
Yeah, well, I was just too drunk, and I did the one thing you're not supposed to do, and I just played dead because I was too drunk to. I was too drunk to yes say, and I just laid on the floor. And as I was there, I was like, "Wow, this is like the worst thing I could be doing to teach Jordan improv games." But
The two things that we would try to burn at the end of the night. One was improv for sure, and that could have been more fun if we were more sober. And the two is you guys would be like, "We're gonna teach you guitar." I'm like, "Okay," and you'd like put my fingers in a place, and I would just strum against the rhythm while you guys play guitar around me drunk.
yeah, but I would argue
I'm like,
this.
and you guys are like, "You totally got it." Jordan's like, "I don't," but
And we're like kind of.
it seems like you guys are
we're
doing
kind
pretty
of like
good.
singing like towards like a toddler. Like, every little thing is gonna be alright.
yeah.
And like you're nodding.
I mean,
with
it
us.
wasn't condescending. It's just I really I
now
enjoyed
it
your
feels
guys'
condescending though.
Would you argue though, Mark, that you did improve over that time? Like you might not know how to play guitar, but as we taught you lessons, like you knew what you're doing a little more. You knew how to strum. You knew how to press. I mean, you learned.
Sure.
It's much like I've been arguing for years. You know, you could sing. You just have absolutely no muscle memory. You need just the hours, much like everything else.
Also,
So
absolutely
that's
no
like saying
muscle.
you can learn. Well, I ain't gonna. No argument over here. No argument in this little quadrant of Skype. I agree. Also, Megan brought that up too about that basketball argument. She's like, "You had no." She didn't.
You're flabby as fuck, man.
Dude, honestly, I just took the dog on like a 2-block walk today, like outside of like our usual thing, because I usually just take him to the park. But that's more than I've been on my feet all week, and I felt it. Just the extra couple blocks today. I really need to stand more.
Cameron has been on bed rest.
Can you
all
tell
week.
that like helps Luca? Like, does he like sit down for the rest of the night, like pass out?
Oh fuck him! That was for me. He got all of his energy out at the park.
Oh.
He was already
No,
tired
we're
and
going
panting.
more.
He was done with the walk at that point. Yeah, it was. I honestly just needed some time outside today, so I gave him an extra walk. But
Fair.
I did think there was a chance, because I did stay at your place for your bachelor party. I'm like, maybe I'll take Luca out for a walk in the morning, but I did not.
you could have. He's fine on walks. I mean, he doesn't.
It was
do
more
anything.
me that I was worried about. At
Oh,
that time.
I
I'm
did
like,
before everyone was
walking.
awake. It sucked. I was still very drunk, and I just threw on a shirt and took him to the park, and it was pretty surreal. I was still pretty drunk when I got there.
Anybody else there?
No, we call it Luca Park. There's very rarely people at his park.
Are any dogs?
No, but this has come up on like 4 different podcasts because it's the fact that.
All right, we're done. We're done. Next topic. Move it on.
I have to stop asking questions. Well, I have to stop bringing up Luca because you keep asking the same 4 questions.
Size of a cabbage.
my bad.
If you're wondering, thanks for asking. Size of a cabbage or a head of lettuce.
What
is my unborn child?
Okay.
Oh, got you. Your baby size. Cool.
That's how I switched it. That's how I switched the topic.
For people that are for inside baseball, little listener context, Jordan has been giving us the size of his growing baby to fruit and vegetable sizes because apparently that's.
I think I missed like 4 weeks. So pretty big week.
Oh yeah, you didn't do it for a while.
The one I missed that I didn't. You guys were talking about like a big strawberry. Sounds really gross. Big ass strawberry.
Oh no, that was Cameron talking about the world record of strawberries.
Yeah, it sounds really gross. Like it's not even that big. It's just kind of like gourdy and like just gross.
Look gross. Yeah, it wasn't like.
Now you might have been there for that one. That's an old episode. I think you were on that episode.
Okay. Well,
it definitely, if it was
gross.
a world of strawberries, that would have been in the freak show at like a strawberry carnival.
It always makes me think of.
The curtain would have come up and you guys would have yelled "freak" and small.
Do you know what it always makes me think of? Do you remember that Child's Book? Did you listen to this one when you were a kid, Mark?
Yeah,
the one that mouse and the strawberry in like the bear or something.
Yeah, they share like one big strawberry.
Well, yeah, we lived together. I know you had it.
That does sound familiar.
Well, that's not always a necessary.
Our family was more of the give a mouse a cookie.
Funny enough, I don't think we own that.
Give
I did read it.
Nothing.
Is that a real thing?
Like the sequel. It's the sequel.
I don't like the way you said it.
That one sounds NSFW.
You don't remember that book? It was like it was a mouse with a giant strawberry. It was just the cover of the book.
I do. Hold on.
Yeah, because everyone remembers that around our age group.
So,
I don't remember the plot.
Not to bring it back to me and talk about the kid, but I'm going to bring it back to me and talk about the kid. I've read 3 books to Megan's stomach.
Oh, I thought it was about parenting and learning what to do. What'd you choose? What were the books?
Little Blue Truck, and then 2.
Oh hell yeah!
Gerald the Giraffe or something about dancing.
That old hell yeah,
like
I think
yourself.
is in relation to Mark seeing the book with the strawberry and the mouse.
Is this Little Mercer Mayer?
Little Blue Truck.
No, it's not. Unrelated mouse. I think, okay, so if I'm going to read to my kid, I'm going to want to give it Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code. No, I'm going to, I would want to do...
finished that yet,
The
so
Art of the
spoilers,
Deal.
please.
The Art of the Deal. I would want to do Where the Wild Things Are. That was a big kid's book to me. I'm trying to think of other
that
ones.
one?
The Rainbow
That
Fish
one
one?
seems-
It's got some scales. I like that one. Whatever.
I don't know. I
think Where the Wild Things Are... You're trying to do like a little bit older kids' books. Mine are still cardboard pages, they seem like.
Yeah, I'm going to have a smart kid, Jordan. I'm going to start Harry Potter out of order, and I'm going to have to put it together
Start
like
with
a puzzle.
5?
Yeah.
Start with 5, so he
3,
appreciates
1,
it, kind of how
2,
Mark did the
4, 5.
Cornetto series.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Just start with the worst. Get it out of the way. They'll figure out a lot more than you think. You're like, what?
We thought Hoffa was the worst.
Wizards?
Anyway.
I mean, hey, I wasn't edited, and I turned out just fine. I got to watch whatever. Well, it was more.
I know,
the
that's
fact
what
that-
I hope.
I say that, but it was also more the fact that I was the youngest. There was There was just adults in the room, and they wanted to watch shit, so I had to deal with it.
I would like to bypass all kids programming and just start with The Simpsons. There's got to be some transferable
dad
stuff.
question.
That I like.
Are you gonna put like an age limit on like The Simpsons or like? I mean, there's different shows now. Like you almost have to find this like Simpsons. I don't know. That's a weird question, I guess.
If it was me, it'd be more like Big Daddy. But since Megan and I are
movies are
together,
easier,
I'll
right?
probably. I don't know. I'm like whatever Megan tells me, we'll do with the kid, and then when she's away, we'll watch The Simpsons.
Do you want to be really disappointing if one day your kid comes to you and he's like, "Dad, look what I found on TV. It's this new show with thick lines and animation that's still on called The Simpsons," and he's a really big fan of the new stuff.
He's actually a really smart director. It's called The Village.
But like, all right, let's watch it. And then Cameron will come in from nowhere. He's like, "Have you seen Lady in the Water? It's not that bad. It's like Stephen King's nostalgia stuff. Especially that one thing I really love, Hearts in Atlantis, when it gets a little."
Okay,
I don't want to say it's child molesting, but I'm pretty sure it's
the weird thing,
implied.
I mentioned like 10 years ago that I kind of like Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King, and Jordan really clung on to that.
You defended it the way I defended fuck, what's that one actress I said that was that's a hard
the Mouse
movie.
Strawberry book we're talking about. Mark's holding it up to the screen right now.
It's not even that big.
Anyway, we didn't get to that one. But if you guys want to read to Megan's stomach, stop by and do it.
Nah, that seems pretty weird. I'm never going to be that
how
guy
easy
that's
is
like,
this? Yeah,
"Hey,
yeah,
can
don't
I
do
touch?
anything."
Can I touch your belly?" I'm not that guy, even though
I don't know if it's happened too much to her yet, but I don't think so. Mom wanted to, I think.
Yeah, that seems like the type of person that should.
Oh, you want to hear some like laziness by me?
Sure.
Megan's like, talk to the kid. I'm like, just put on an Herman Herbert and get us some listens.
Nice.
And then he can hear Mark and Cameron.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I feel like I really lost Mark, and he's just entranced in that Child Strawberry Mouse book now. We lost him.
I've already read 3 pages.
It's a visually enticing
It's
book.
visual. It's all visual. It's just 3 pages.
Well, that's what
Here's
kids'
what I've
books are.
noticed.
It's all visual. Yeah.
Here's what I've noticed about the
love
kids'
them.
books that we have so far. And they really push who the illustrator is, but not who writes it. Which I get. Most of them are
Yeah, 'cause they-
Was
Well,
Mercer Mayer the illustrator?
I
Okay,
don't know.
Jordan,
For
here's,
me, I don't know.
Jordan, here's why. I'll give you an easy answer why. I wrote a kid's book about 6 months ago. It's actually pretty good. It rhymes well. I sent it out to the family, and everyone was like, oh, that's pretty good. Guess what it doesn't have? Animation. It doesn't have illustration because that's hard and time-consuming, or it costs money. So that book isn't anywhere right now.
You can't rhyme too
Did you
much,
really
otherwise
write
you're
a
a Dr.
kid's
Seuss.
book?
Yeah.
Where the fuck was that? Was this in the family chat?
I don't know. It was forever ago. It was for the nephews. It was about making them less too bratty and getting them off screens.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's fun.
Yep.
Anyway, have Megan illustrate it.
You're like a year behind. I'm not even going to get into this one.
Listen, anytime somebody in our family is like, just
Has news,
you know,
yes.
I have a direct line. You can call me. I won't always answer, but at least I'll know you're reaching out. Most of the time I will answer because I think it's an emergency. And then you got me.
What's the worst thing about having to call like a landline back when you were kids? I can go first.
Catching a million
go.
people, they weren't there, you know?
Nah, we're all going to
Well,
agree.
you have to talk to, like, if I want to call to Cameron's, I either have to talk to his parents or I have to talk to Chung Garden. Because it's such a similar number. I have to grab some lo mein, or I have to talk to Scott Jones.
Inside baseball, for those that don't know, our number was one number off, or like the opposite
It's
of the Chinese restaurant.
3525.
Yeah, we were the opposite of the Chinese restaurant.
My mom was
local
dyslexic.
Chinese
It's
restaurant in our
fine.
time. Ooh, I do have a question though. Did you ever get our house? And you're like, oh, cool, I got to hang out with Cameron. But I really hope that we accidentally called Chong to get Chinese. Because you're not going to be like...
By the way, do you guys have crab rangoon over there?
Mine, to flashback, and I don't know what kids do now. They just telepathic, whatever. It was calling for a girl and be like, can I talk to
that was the worst.
so-and-so?
Oh, that's true. Well, actually, but the benefit of that is we grew up at least in the time of MSN and AOL and the messengers, so we were already at least starting off, tipping your toe and with just DMing essentially, just getting in the message boards,
Sliding in.
sliding in at the ages of whenever we had that.
I can give you a very specific thing. It was, for whatever reason, our dad would not completely hang up the phone sometimes, so we just got a busy signal. So I'd be at a friend's house or like with a group of friends and then be like, hey, it's time to go home, call your parents, get the fuck out of our house, essentially. I'd be like, hey, my phone line's been busy for 3 hours and I don't know how to get home from now, but I know my dad just didn't hang up
Could
the phone.
it have just been that someone was on the internet? Because that's also a thing too. Like, then it would be
Nah, we were pretty
busy
cool.
We had 2 lines. We were early in the game. For
Okay.
whatever reason, we had 2 lines right away. So I know it wasn't that. It was user error.
100% user error.
No, it'd pretty much just be talking to someone's dad or sister or something, asking for a girl on the phone.
Yeah, I honestly didn't have to do too much of that because by the time I was starting to call girls, we were getting into the cell phone age a bit.
You had a cell phone pretty early. So
like
did you?
I had one around 16, but
Did you do that at all?
yeah, like a few times, but not really because by the time I was comfortably calling girls, yeah, a few times in middle school. Yeah, definitely in middle school, but by the time I was in high school, not anymore.
I mean, I pretty much did it all through high school. I think Megan did get a cell phone eventually.
I had
didn't have a cell
that
phone.
weird crossover time that a lot of kids don't have where I shared a phone with our mom for 2 seconds because it wasn't common for kids to have phones yet. So, I mean.
Yeah, but you really shared it, whereas I took it for emergencies.
True.
I just took it to burn through Snake. I'm telling my age.
Well, this was the cool thing, though. I mean, I just immediately took over where mom was getting a bunch of calls and texts from my friends where she was like, I need a phone now. This one's been destroyed.
Yeah, it really did switch pretty quick in that time period to where everybody had phones. That's one thing, I suppose, if you guys have kids, if we all have kids, how early is too early to give him a cell phone, blah, 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 blah.
It's hard to say because they're already going to have tablets, it's already there, you know.
From what I understand is like just like the mom or dad has like a tablet, they see it and they kind of like, well, let me just grab on, like, you know, like you almost can't hide it from them.
Plus, I don't want my kid to be, I don't want them to be the weird kid, you know?
And just what, technologically behind, kind of?
Yeah, like, why would you want that on them? You just gotta do the best you can.
Well, I mean, I guess the worry is that they find an online chat, get into some weird, wacky ideals, and then, you know, create some sort of massacre.
Or maybe they miss all the spoilers to The Mandalorian and it's just okay.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Just a young Jordan.
In The Mandalorian, that's, I don't know. I don't even know what a spoiler you could tell me that. There's so many things, though, that exist, like The Mandalorian. I don't care what the spoiler is. You don't watch it for the big reveal. You watch it because it's, like, an enjoyable watch.
Sure, which it is. It's just good
How often
storytelling.
does the story dictate how you feel about a series
Shows
or
like
show?
that, you could say, like, the robot kills them, and, like, it's like,
Yeah.
for everybody else, it's like, oh my God. And, like, for me, it's like, I have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
Did the robot kill him? Do you know what you're talking about? Was that a slow play?
It was a slow play.
And the robots, C-3PO, or which one are we dealing with in this one?
R2D2, 3-2?
Honestly,
Are we
I'm trying to
R2D2?
remember, but I'm also playing The Last Jedi Fallen Order, and in that one it's BD1, so I can't remember what the robot is in that now off the top of my head. Well, he doesn't really have a robot.
You know, Mel Brooks did nail it. It's merchandise, merchandise, merchandise. That's all this is fucking for. Now Disney World's got a hotel.
I'm not saying
that's
now,
like
good old
$10,000 a
merchandising Disney has that whole thing.
night. You guys are kind of in the merchandise game with the band.
Kind of.
What? Come on, hey.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that's
go to the Highwire Big Cartel site. Go to highwireil.com to check out all Highwire merchandising and any upcoming show announcements.
You know, it'd be a sneaky fun thing to merchandise that nobody would want, but you know, lots of people have mugs, hats, shirts.
Condoms?
What about? No, that seems like really expensive. Plus, I don't believe in them.
I only say that because I just watched the Jackass 4.5
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I watched that with you.
And there's this bit where like Steve-O, you know the condom bit where like people drop like
Condom over your
condoms
head.
and then like it locks. Like he was trying to fill up these condoms with like his RV piss, and they just kept breaking.
His RV septic
instantly.
tank water.
They get in these like, damn, we got to delete this bit because they were just
It was
breaking
it was supposed to be a crossover branding
Yes.
for his new condom line he was
Right.
putting out, but they were breaking nonstop.
So he's like, yeah, I stopped that pretty quick.
Oh, we didn't mention that on the What You Watching or
Oh yeah,
our
I'll save it for the
Patreon.
next one. But I did watch the new Jackass.
I watched that with you. That was good. It was nostalgic.
So
in
we
a
might
weird
have
way.
talked about that though in the last What You Watching. I kind of can't remember.
Maybe
now.
we don't have to because
I
I'm
can't go
about to
back
bring
and
this up.
listen.
But like I missed 4 and watched 4.5. Is 4.5 is like the documentary version of it all?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Oh, I haven't
I
seen
can
that
sum
then.
up 4.5. It's like an hour and a half documentary saying we thought we were too old, but we weren't that
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
That's
for sure.
There are
Bam
some
wasn't a
extra
part of
clips, but
this.
you're missing the whole extra. You're missing the whole movie. You know,
Damn.
all the actual
Yeah.
stunts.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Do you want a spoiler alert?
It's a lot of dick.
A lot of dick.
They're still they bring back the dick.
Well, that's the thing. That's all they can bring. Now, I don't mean that disparagingly, but pretty much the old crew shows their dick, and then the new crew takes the hits. Is essentially what's
Which
going
is good. I think that's the way it should be because
Johnny Knoxville got the one hit he took almost killed him.
Honestly, no. I feel like
that's
the
got to
old
be his
guys
last
took
straw.
hits.
They do.
One of them
a
did.
couple. Yeah, they take a few, but I mean, you can't. They
Aaron?
can't take concussions anymore. They can't have any more CTE. You know, you just can't.
Yeah, they're. Anyway, it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
If they keep making it,
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch that
Just
train wreck.
support him. Just
Sure.
support him. You know, and you support Poopies. He lost his hand.
that was.
It's not even in the movie. It's not even in 4.5.
Well, it wasn't part of the movie though, right? It was just a whole separate thing, wasn't it?
It was like
One of the guys from Jackass they were diving with live sharks, and he got his hand bit off.
It was like
Is that essentially what happened?
I'm pretty sure it was an
Shooting for the
advertising
movie?
It was. I think it was an advertising stunt for the movie, or it might have been like Wild Boys with just Chris Pontius and Steve-O. So
What?
yeah, we've talked about this I think once or twice, but it's pretty fucked up because we talked about this at band practice because he got paid like I don't know 40
was it
like
was it paid like was it for the movie or he just like let's use this for the movie?
I think no, it was like advertising for the movie. So I mean, all the
That's-
money's been paid out years ago.
But it was paid. Still, that still doesn't answer my question. Like, was it Was it
They
like a
still do-
Jackass funded thing, or was it like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
lost
they
my
s-
hand, and like let's use this footage?
If you'll remember to this, like they kept getting postponed, so like leading up to it, they kept doing a bunch of live stunts and stuff just to keep the hype for the movie. So this was just one of them where they went diving with sharks and his hand got mauled by a shark.
My God.
Yeah. So look into that. We're coming up to about our time here, so maybe we'll cap it for this week. But
What a way to end it.
yeah, we'll end on that. Check out Jackass 4.0. Support Poopies. He has a
Shapoopy.
well, he has a, what do you call it when you do any? He has a cameo where here he's doing just about anything for money because he has no insurance and no great income. So hit up Poopies on Cameo. Thanks for checking out Urban Herman. If you like what you heard, make sure to like and subscribe.
This is my least favorite ending of our. I don't like that word. I know it's his name, but we just went out
call
with
him
a-
shitty.
Yeah, I would much.
Well, it's his name.
It's my least favorite word. Anyway, let's not go
It's
down
his
that
name.
rabbit hole.
He needs help. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. You can find us at Urban Hermit Pod on all social media. And if you want extra premium content, you can go to patreon.com/Cult Classics Pod for extra episodes of premium content. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.